Hi, I'm Chan. Today, I'm going to talk about the real reason why Messi is so great. It's not a revelation to any football fan when I say that Messi is a GOAT. A tremendous number of trophies and awards in his cabinet advocates for this argument, and the football fans all over the world praise his name every day. There are many reasons that Messi was able to achieve the GOAT title, but today, I'll narrow it down to just 6 reasons. Anticipation. Filippo Inzaghi is probably the most famous footballer renowned for his goal-hanging ability. To many eyes, Inzaghi's role seemed too easy, but it was only because he was exceptional at anticipating where the ball was going to come from and how the defenders were going to react. Although anticipation skills can be improved to a certain degree with a lot of practice, you kind of need to be gifted with it. And for this reason, players like Mbappe and Neymar have a very high market value. So how good is Messi's anticipation skills? Well, it's a no-brainer. First of all, his anticipation for what's going to happen in the game is superb. For example, during the early minutes of a match, if a defender is applying high pressure on Messi, when he receives the ball, he would pass the ball back to his teammates. And if this happens a few times, the defender starts to tire out and put less pressure on Messi when he receives the ball because the defender thinks that Messi will pass the ball back again. Messi waits for this moment and turns to the opponent's goal when this happens. Not only this, but Messi is also phenomenal at anticipating the next actions of his teammates and how the defenders will react, which is how he's able to catch off someone's guard like this. In a nutshell, he's a very intelligent player. Let's have a look at this play. Messi is standing in an offside position, and when a ball comes to him, he stands still and let the ball pass him, and as he wasn't involved in the play, he's not offside. So then the defenders get confused and think that Messi was offside and pause their play until Pedro gets the ball. When the defenders belatedly continue with their defending, Messi is already a footstep ahead of them and scores the goal. Dribbling. Messi is unquestionably talented when it comes to dribbling. When Messi dribbles, he takes a touch of a ball with every step he takes, which means he's able to change directions with every step, making it difficult for a defender to commit to a tackle. Also, when Messi dribbles past the defender, his skills are simple and direct. Skills such as stepovers are not necessary for him. I'll give you a fun fact. Players like Messi, Aguero and Tevez don't do stepovers that often in a game. Apparently in Argentina, they play what's called a bobby football, which is essentially a smaller scale futsal. Due to the sport being played in a tiny pitch, there's no space and time for stepovers, and this is the apparent reason behind why Argentinian players are less likely to do stepovers than Brazilian players, although they're from the same continent. Anyways, let's move back to Messi's dribbling. When he dribbles, he keeps his center of mass low and shake up the defender by just dropping a shoulder to run past him. When he does this, he accelerates while taking small steps to protect the ball, as it makes it hard for a defender to touch the ball. If a defender then tries to catch up with Messi again, he takes small footsteps to decelerate and protect the ball again. Also, if a defender tries to sneak up from behind, he gets immediately spotted by Messi as he checks behind his shoulder all the time. Lastly, if a defender tries to get physical, he uses his arm and create distance from the defender and the ball by using the outer foot and make it hard for the defender to gain possession off of Messi. Messi surprises me the most with his unbelievable reaction time. When Messi sees a defender's foot reaching for the ball, his brain immediately processes the visual information and commands his foot to react to the defender's tackle. This neurological process of Messi is much faster than any other player, making him virtually impossible to defend against. Shooting. Messi is regarded as a GOAT because of the number of goals he scored. We all know that Messi scores a lot of goals, but how does he do it so prominently? Well, Messi usually shoots so accurately fast and low to the corners of the goal that it looks like he's passing the ball to the net. His shot accuracy comes from using the inside of his foot. This makes it hard for a goalkeeper to save because it needs time for him to travel a further distance to save the ball. Because of this, it's much harder to stop a low corner shot than a shot coming at a comfortable height like this. Also, his shot timing is always a second faster because his body balance is so great, and his scores from outside the box are also extremely powerful and effective. You can't dissociate Messi and his chip shots, but his technique is slightly different to other players. Usually, players take an exaggerated shooting motion and try to lob the ball just before the impact. Messi, on the other hand, doesn't take a shooting motion and uses his running motion to surprise the goalkeeper by slightly lifting the ball. So how is this different from the keeper's perspective? Well, you can sometimes sense that a player is going to try and lob the keeper if he takes an exaggerated shooting motion, just like Panenka. But with Messi's lobbing technique, it's difficult for a keeper to predict the shot timing. This seems like nothing, but small details like this make the difference of a goal. Most amazingly, Messi combines his dribbling and shooting ability to score a goal by himself. Messi's stats: the ratio of goals that Messi has scored after taking 3 touches and the ratio of goals he scored after dribbling past 2 or more defenders is astonishing, which is one of the biggest reasons that Messi can be differentiated from the other players. Running in from the right wing while flaking to shoot multiple times is Messi's signature move. A defender in this situation can only be reactive to Messi's dummies, as the next move of Messi creates a dangerous situation, whether it be a shot or a pass. Passing. Not only does Messi score so well, but he's a great great chance maker too. This graph illustrates creative passes in Big 5 leagues in the 2018-19 season. The vertical axis represent through passes per 90 minutes and the horizontal axis represent smart passes per 90 minutes. A smart pass is recorded when a player releases a ball after skipping past 2 or more opponent players. Using this metric, you can find out a player's quality of passing. The further a player is located towards the top right hand corner, a better chance maker he is. From this graph, you can see that Luis Alberto and David Silva are one of the best in the Big 5 leagues. But where is Messi? Right here. This is truly remarkable. Messi's release timing is slightly different. For example, an average player would pass the ball to a winger and move into the box in this situation. But Messi, knowing he can strip off 1 or 2 defenders, waits for the defenders to get closer to him, then release the ball into a dangerous area. Because when defenders move out of their position to help defending Messi, it creates more time and space for his teammates. But more than this, it's harder for the attacker to score a goal from a cross and scoring a goal from a situation like this, as the shot angle is much greater in this area. A quick release of a ball doesn't necessarily mean that it's good in a build-up play. The concept of releasing the ball when defenders are closing in on you is something that Pep Guardiola emphasizes all the time. The quality of his passes is also brilliant. In a situation like this, average players could pass the ball inaccurately, which slows down the tempo of an attack if a ball is mishit and put behind the player. Messi always passes the ball accurately, very slightly in front of his teammate, so that they can keep the tempo alive and threaten the enemy's defense with speed. This is a detail that you can find in many Spanish players. Additionally, when he passes the ball to the wing, he spins the ball so that it's easier for the winger to receive, but many players might kick a ball out of play in a situation like this. This was seen often when Messi was at Barcelona playing alongside Jordi Alba. Free kicks. Messi is able to dribble past the whole team, and if he gets fouled along the way, he will score a goal from a free kick he's won. When you look at the number of goals scored from free kicks in the Big 5 leagues in 10 years, Messi comes first and a player doesn't come second. It's Juventus, Real Madrid and Manchester City. When taking a free kick, Messi usually takes a run-up angle of 50 degrees from the ball and takes 3 steps. He puts a side top spin to put the ball into the top bin, but this is just one of his free kick techniques. He's able to lightly kick the ball with a lot of spin, put more spin on the ball from a further run-up, and sometimes just blast it into the net. For most players, it's hard to master just one technique, but Messi has mastered all of them, and he's even got a below-the-wall technique to a T. Mentality. Messi has a strong mentality. The number of goals he scored in El Clasico shows this, and he's ranked in the goals scored against the Big 6 teams in the Premier League. Yes, the Premier League teams, which obviously means that his goals were only from Champions League games. The amount of game-winning goals and the points he's won for the team is staggering, as well as his goals in a final game of a tournament. Most of all, I personally think what's truly amazing is that he was able to withstand the pressure of being recognized as the best player alongside Ronaldo for more than a decade and perform at the highest level for so long. However, he has been criticized for his mentality recently. First of all, he doesn't really run when he's defending, but what can you really say about this? He's the one that changed the game and carried the team by the scruff of the neck on his own. Sort of get away with it. But many fans criticized him and questioned his leadership when he played against Bayern Munich in the 2019-20 season, when Barcelona lost 2-8 in the Champions League quarterfinals. After conceding 4 goals in the first half alone, Messi looks lethargic when he was really supposed to lead the team and ignite the spirit of the team as a captain. Spending his first season in the Ligue 1, Messi didn't look like the Messi of Barcelona, but his performances so far this season suggest that he's fully adapted and looks to have found his rhythm, with 4 goals and 7 assists in just 8 games. Will he be able to rewrite history once again? Can't wait to find out.